Hey, you drive up back real slow. There's some pigeons. Yeah, it's fine. We're closer to the fire. Step
you
back.
Guys want, are we going to have them squatting down, or are we going to have them standing
Into the fire, into the fire.
Man, they're going to get it cut.
This is a blue filter on this light.
Well, actually, you can't take the water when it's golden.
Oh, Christ.
You know?
Oh, my God. They're being processed down here. You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Oh, yeah.
Answer Me magazine, how did this all come about?
Well, I guess I should cover that. I wrote for a bunch of other magazines like Playboy, LA Reader, Exposure, BAM, User Connection, and they always took the good shit out. I don't know if they were just pussies or they were afraid of pissing off advertisers, but every time I would write something, they'd take the best shit out, so I just got sick of it. Decided to do my own thing.
What did you consider the best shit?
Just lines that I thought stood out from all the rest that were a lot better, but apparently they thought were too offensive or too self-indulgent or somehow weren't journalistic. But,
what would you, do you have an example of that?
Playboy articles?
I mean, I reprinted the Vietnamese gang article in our second issue. And if you compare that to the May 91 Playboy, it's just like two different writers wrote the thing. They took out all flavor.
The funniest lines were always edited.
Yeah, because they got a bone up their ass about, I guess, what's supposed to be objective and what's not. But it's a lot better doing this. You make less money, but you can sleep at night. Plus, there's so much lame shit in the underground and mainstream that I guess we get disgusted if we just see too much of it. We're not doing anything.
What other local magazines are you competing with?
Well, we don't consciously compete with anyone until they start talking shit about us or, give us a unnecessarily nasty review, but we will bury Ben as dead. Within 5 years, they won't be in existence, and we'll probably be as wealthy as Larry Flint. And it's kind of sad for them because they had the head start being rich kids and having financing, and we have to go to our shitty day jobs and can only put out maybe an issue a year because of other constraints, but they don't have a hundredth of the drive that I do. And it shows in the magazine, and they'll be revealed for the Shannon Doherty clones that they actually are.
So you really feel strongly about Ben is dead and where they're coming from?
They're not. They think they're cutting edge, but as Anton LaVey said, invariably their blade is a butter knife. They cover everything that's been covered before in a safe, light, campy way, and they've never seen hatred or anger like I have inside me, and that's basically the same thing as the drive to get revenge. Revenge is the only thing that gets me up in the morning. There's nothing better. When I did the Playboy article, $4,000 for it was nice. Being in Playboy was nice, but calling up jerk-offs I went to grade school with, telling them to go down to the 7-Eleven and shoot their wad all over my name was a lot nicer.
My legs are getting tired.
Would you guys like to stand up?
I would. I can't. My legs fall asleep.
How long did it take you to put out the first magazine?
Hold it, Frank.
You get the flames?
All right, go ahead, Frank.
How long did it take you to put out the first issue of Instrument?
It took about 6 months to get it together.
It's just the two of us that do it.
76 pages, 2,700 copies. The second one came out about 8 months later. It was 100 pages, 8,500 copies, and this one was 13,000 copies, 132 pages. And I think basically what's up their ass is they realize something's coming out of LA that has some teeth. Isn't this bullshit criticizing showbiz while being showbiz at the same time? type of acceptable, pabular, mainstream approach and scares the living shit out of them.
What do you expect the next magazine to do?
The next one's going to get a lot of women pissed off because we have articles like "Let's Hear It for Violence Toward Women." It's going to piss off a lot of countercultural types because we have something called "Policemen Are Our Friends," a pro-cop article, probably 60, 70 pages on rape. Back cover will probably be that old poster, "A woman is beaten every 15 seconds in this country," and the caption will be something like, well, "What's her name?" or "Better tell her husband to stop," or something like that. So I can see women's groups getting pissed off.
And
Hold on, please. Bryce, turn
Gonna say
that
something?
microphone on.
What?
Turn that microphone on.
oh, it's been off?
We're still picking up right here.
Yeah, I know.
I
Let's
just
put it
wanna-
on M1, M2, or V1.
V1.
Well, it wasn't
Is it
big
off
enough?
all the time?
I don't know. He handed me the mic. I'm a producer, man. I don't know this shit.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
This camera.
Did it take what Jimmy said?
Yeah, this camera got everything
Yeah,
started.
that camera.
Oh, all right.
Microphone on.
Yeah, can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, being a chick and writing about not liking other women, men, the family, babies, the homeless, this is all unpopular, but at least maybe it's making some people out there think, you know, and their minds are finally like stirring that, oh, I never thought of it that way. And plus, I like to get the stuff out of my system, you know. It's either that or just random violence, getting up on the rooftop and shooting at people, because I do feel that much hatred towards humanity. That is real. That's not a pose.
Give us a description of what your average reader would be.
No idea. We don't target it towards anybody. We do precisely what we're interested in. And maybe that's why it seems to have hit a nerve, because so many of the things out there seem targeted towards something or sculpted towards appealing to a certain segment. We just don't do that. If it doesn't interest it, we won't do it, and vice versa. So we don't. Yeah, I think it's dangerous to concern yourself with what the readers like or what they want to see.
Have you corresponded with any of your fans?
Sure, we pretty much answer all the mail, and unless they're taunting us in some way, we're really decent and easy to get along with. But when they want to start shit, we're ready, willing, and able to finish it. Put up with too much shit in our lives to have to deal with some asshole giving us a hard time. I don't know how other people put up with it.
We get like 15, 20 letters a day, and out of all the people that read the mag, I would say there's maybe a handful of people who really do come across as true psychos and are really sincere and good people. And it always turns out that the people who are the ones that society thinks are the weirdest, the sickest, turn out to be the nicest people. And the ones that walk around like they're so moral and righteous are the ones that are really the ones you have to, behind your back, they'll just stab you. They're the ones that are the true enemy.
Do you have a example of that?
Somebody who's a psycho.
Well,
Well, just one thing I wanted to add to the last thing is that
about not liking other women, men, the family, babies, the homeless. This is all unpopular, but at least maybe it's making some people out there think, you know, and their minds are finally like stirring that, oh, I never thought of it that way. And plus, I like to get the stuff out of my system, you know. It's either that or just random violence, getting up on the rooftop and shooting at people, because I do feel that much hatred towards humanity. That is real. That's not a pose.
Give us a description of what your average reader would be.
no idea. We don't target it towards anybody. We do precisely what we're interested in. And maybe that's why it seems to have hit a nerve, because so many of the things out there seem targeted towards something or sculpted towards appealing to a certain segment, and we just don't do that. If it doesn't interest it, we won't do it, and vice versa. So we don't. Yeah, I think it's dangerous to concern yourself with what the readers like or what they want to see.
Have you corresponded with any of your fans?
Sure, we pretty much answer all the mail, and unless they're taunting us in some way, we're really decent and easy to get along with. But when they want to start shit, we're ready, willing, and able to finish it. Put up with too much shit in our lives to have to deal with some asshole giving us a hard time. I don't know how other people put up with it.
We get like 15, 20 letters a day, and out of all the people that read the mag, I would say there's maybe a handful of people who really do come across as true psychos and are really sincere and good people. And it always turns out that the people who are the ones that society thinks are the weirdest, the sickest, turn out to be the nicest people. And the ones that walk around like they're so moral and righteous are the ones that are really the ones you have to, behind your back, they'll just stab you. They're the ones that are the true enemy.
Do you have a example of that?
Somebody who's a psycho?
Well,
Just one thing I wanted to add to the last thing is that we're kind of unusual in that to us, the reader kind of is the enemy. I think most fanzines or whatever, it's like me and the reader are we're conspiring against the world, but we're kind of targeting it against the reader. And they still don't believe it that we actually hate them, but we do. They think somehow they're exempt because they identify with it or something. But it's unfortunate, kind of.
What do you think about Howard Stern?
Felt a lot more of him like 5 years ago. I think his success has completely ruined him.
he's really mellowed out. He's a family
always,
man.
he's always whining about he should get off the radio. Let's go. He complains a bit too much for somebody who's a multimillionaire. I used to listen to him in New York on the subway in like '87 on a Walkman and embarrass myself laughing out loud. But he hasn't given me cause to do that lately. I wish there was some real hungry young guy out there who would make him a little nervous to get him off his ass and do something worthwhile, but radio jocks are so fucking lame that I don't think it's going to happen.
Every day he just can't wait to get off the air and hurry home to his wife and 3 kids.
Yeah, he pisses off the right people for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'll give that to him.
I'll be listening to him at work and everybody gets offended. They're like, oh, Howard Stern, They just assume, oh, he represents the enemy or something. But he makes me laugh, and that's just the purpose, just to feel something.
The liberal left has completely replaced the right as far as being censors and humorless and wanting the rest of the world to completely follow in lockstep to their ideas. And Howard pisses those type of people off, so he's all right.
What about the right? What do you think about the so-called conservative right?
So, it's probably as varied as the left. There's a lot of just dumb idiots who believe in Jesus and that sex is bad, and I don't know, they pay their taxes or whatever, but there's people further right that I probably agree with politically more than anybody else. That I don't know, I don't feel like I should be paying $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a year in taxes and getting fucking nothing back for it. So I'd align myself with the far right as far as that goes. The far right usually are more like libertarian types who don't not out to censor shit, who believe in a marketplace of ideas and commodities. And I found them more decent than the token lefties who want to shove their politics down my throat. They're every bit as bad as Nazis.
Regarding the printing of your magazine, is there any problem getting it printed in the local area? Do you have to go outside of the state to have it printed?
No, we found a place, some Chinese people who do it in San Gabriel. They're super cheap, and they don't care about Hitler. It doesn't have the same importance. Yeah, we got rejected 8 times over the last 2 issues.
They just saw the pictures and flipped out. They didn't even look under. They just see a picture and just assume, when they hear the word NAMBLR, and just assume,
We sent something to some Texas prisoner, sent money for a copy. We got a letter back saying that we advocated sex with minors and that we were scheming to commit murder or something. But people are going to respond that way. They don't really read it. If you read the NAMBLR article, we're making fun of the guy, but a lot of people can't see nuance or
they just see what's on the cover.
Meaning, yeah.
They don't look underneath it,
When you do the